Let's delve into a detailed explanation of each chapter in Crime and Punishment to capture the nuances of the plot, character development, and thematic exploration. Part 1. Chapter 1. The novel introduces Rodion Raskolnikov, a young former student living in St. Petersburg. Raskolnikov is portrayed as an intelligent, but impoverished individual, disillusioned with societal norms and grappling with existential questions. He contemplates the idea of committing a morally ambiguous act to test his theory of extraordinary individuals who transcend conventional morality. Chapter 2. Raskolnikov's internal monologue reveals his internal conflict and arrogance, as he wrestles with feelings of superiority and alienation from society. This chapter sets the stage for Raskolnikov's philosophical musings and foreshadows his descent into moral ambiguity. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov formulates a plan to murder Alyona Ivanovna, a pawnbroker, believing it to be a justified act for the greater good. This chapter showcases Raskolnikov's intellectual rationalization of crime and establishes the tension between his ideological beliefs and moral conscience. Chapter 4. The murder of Alyona Ivanovna and her half-sister Lizaveta takes place. Raskolnikov's inner turmoil intensifies as he grapples with the reality of his actions and the weight of his guilt. The murder triggers a psychological breakdown, plunging Raskolnikov into a state of paranoia and moral crisis. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov attempts to cover up his crime and evade suspicion. He experiences profound psychological distress, characterized by hallucinations and heightened sensitivity to external stimuli. This chapter portrays Raskolnikov's unraveling mental state and foreshadows the psychological torment to come. Chapter 6. Raskolnikov's guilt and paranoia intensify as he navigates the aftermath of the murder. He becomes increasingly isolated and withdrawn, tormented by intrusive thoughts and delusions. This chapter marks a pivotal turning point in Raskolnikov's psychological descent. Chapter 7. Raskolnikov grapples with the psychological consequences of his crime, experiencing profound remorse and self-loathing. He is haunted by visions of the murdered women and struggles to maintain a facade of normalcy amidst escalating inner turmoil. This chapter captures Raskolnikov's existential crisis and sets the stage for his journey towards redemption. Part 2. Chapter 1. Raskolnikov tries to distract himself from his guilt by engaging in mundane activities. He encounters Marmeladov, a former government clerk turned alcoholic, whose tragic story serves as a poignant reflection of human suffering and moral decay. Chapter 2. Marmeladov's narrative deeply impacts Raskolnikov, stirring feelings of empathy and existential angst. Raskolnikov's interactions with Marmeladov foreshadow his moral awakening and growing awareness of human vulnerability. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov's chance encounter with Sonya, Marmeladov's daughter who turns to prostitution to support her family, sparks a profound connection rooted in shared suffering. Sonya emerges as a symbol of moral purity and spiritual redemption for Raskolnikov. Chapter 4. Raskolnikov's fascination with Sonya deepens as he grapples with conflicting emotions of shame and admiration. Sonya's unwavering faith and compassionate nature challenge Raskolnikov's nihilistic worldview, prompting introspection and moral introspection. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov's interactions with Sonya become a focal point for his moral reckoning and emotional turmoil. He begins to confide in Sonya, seeking solace and redemption amidst the shadows of guilt and moral ambiguity. Chapter 6. Raskolnikov's bond with Sonya deepens as they share moments of profound intimacy and mutual understanding. Their relationship becomes a catalyst for Raskolnikov's inner transformation and spiritual renewal. Chapter 7. Raskolnikov's emotional turmoil escalates as he confronts the consequences of his crime. His interactions with Sonya offer glimpses of redemption and moral clarity amidst the prevailing darkness. This chapter underscores the transformative power of human connection in the face of moral decay. In Part 2, Dostoevsky intricately weaves together themes of guilt, suffering, and moral redemption through Raskolnikov's evolving relationships and inner turmoil. Each chapter deepens our understanding of the protagonist's moral crisis and sets the stage for his psychological and spiritual journey towards repentance. Part 3. Chapter 1. Raskolnikov's psychological turmoil intensifies as he grapples with the fear of discovery and moral accountability. He encounters Porfiry Petrovich, the astute investigating magistrate, whose probing questions unsettle Raskolnikov's fragile psyche. Chapter 2. Raskolnikov's interactions with Porfiry Petrovich fuel his paranoia and exacerbate his inner turmoil. He becomes increasingly consumed by guilt and self-doubt, questioning the validity of his philosophical theories in the face of moral scrutiny. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov's internal conflict escalates as he struggles to reconcile his intellectual arrogance with the moral consequences of his actions. His encounters with Sonia offer moments of solace and introspection amidst the encroaching darkness. Chapter 4. Raskolnikov's mental state teeters on the brink of collapse as he grapples with the weight of his guilt. His interactions with Sonia become a source of emotional refuge, highlighting themes of sin, redemption, and the transformative power of human connection. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov's existential crisis reaches a pivotal juncture as he contemplates the inevitability of confession. He seeks solace in Sonia's unwavering faith, finding fleeting moments of redemption amidst the prevailing shadows of moral decay. Chapter 6. Raskolnikov's internal conflict intensifies as he confronts the reality of his crime. He becomes increasingly isolated and withdrawn, haunted by visions of the murdered women and tormented by the specter of his own conscience. Chapter 7. Raskolnikov's emotional turmoil is laid bare as he grapples with the paradox of human nature. His interactions with Sonia become a focal point for introspection and moral reckoning, offering glimpses of catharsis amidst the prevailing darkness. In Part 3, Dostoevsky continues to explore Raskolnikov's psychological descent and moral crisis with meticulous attention to detail. The protagonist's interactions with Porfiry Petrovich and Sonia serve as catalysts for introspection and moral reckoning, highlighting themes of guilt, redemption, and the complexities of human nature. The novel's intricate narrative structure and rich character development propel the reader deeper into Raskolnikov's inner world, unraveling layers of psychological complexity and existential angst. Dostoevsky masterfully captures the human condition, inviting readers to confront profound questions about morality, redemption, and the pursuit of spiritual renewal amidst the shadows of guilt and despair. Part 4. Chapter 1. Raskolnikov's family arrives in St. Petersburg, hoping to alleviate his financial and psychological struggles. However, their presence exacerbates Raskolnikov's inner turmoil as he grapples with feelings of shame and inadequacy in their presence. Chapter 2. Raskolnikov's interactions with his family members highlight his sense of alienation and estrangement from conventional society. He struggles to maintain a facade of normalcy amidst escalating inner turmoil and mounting guilt. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov's emotional instability intensifies as he confronts the consequences of his crime. His interactions with Sonia become increasingly fraught with emotional tension, underscoring themes of sin, redemption, and the elusive nature of moral absolution. Chapter 4. Raskolnikov experiences a feverish dream that serves as a psychological reckoning, forcing him to confront the moral ramifications of his actions. He becomes increasingly haunted by his guilt and begins to contemplate the inevitability of confessing his crime. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov's existential crisis deepens as he grapples with the paradox of human nature. His interactions with Sonia offer moments of solace and introspection amidst the encroaching darkness, highlighting the transformative power of compassion and empathy. Chapter 6. Raskolnikov's internal conflict intensifies as he confronts the reality of his crime. He becomes increasingly isolated and withdrawn, haunted by visions of the murdered women and tormented by the specter of his own conscience. Part 5. Chapter 1. Raskolnikov's mental state deteriorates further as he becomes consumed by existential despair. He fixates on his theory of extraordinary individuals and the notion of suffering as a pathway to redemption. Chapter 2. Raskolnikov's interactions with Sonia become a focal point for his moral reckoning and emotional catharsis. He begins to confront the consequences of his actions, seeking redemption amidst the shadows of guilt and moral decay. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov's internal conflict reaches a pivotal juncture as he grapples with the inevitability of confession. He seeks solace in Sonia's unwavering faith, finding moments of clarity and introspection amidst the prevailing darkness. Chapter 4. Raskolnikov's emotional turmoil escalates as he confronts the reality of his crime. His interactions with Sonia become a source of emotional refuge, highlighting themes of sin, redemption, and the transformative power of human connection. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov's existential crisis deepens as he confronts the paradox of human nature. His encounters with Sonia become a catalyst for introspection and moral reckoning, underscoring themes of guilt, redemption, and the pursuit of spiritual renewal. Part 6. Chapter 1. Raskolnikov's trial serves as a climactic turning point in the narrative, marking the culmination of his moral and existential journey. Through the trial proceedings, Raskolnikov confronts the full extent of his moral transgression and grapples with the consequences of his actions. Chapter 2. Raskolnikov's emotional turmoil is laid bare as he faces the scrutiny of the court and the weight of public judgment. His interactions with Sonia and other characters underscore themes of guilt, redemption, and the complexities of human nature. Chapter 3. Raskolnikov's inner transformation unfolds as he undergoes a period of exile in Siberia. Through suffering and isolation, he begins to confront his inner demons and embrace the possibility of spiritual renewal. Chapter 4. Raskolnikov's time in Siberia becomes a crucible for moral reckoning and existential renewal. He undergoes a transformative process of self-discovery, ultimately embracing a newfound sense of humility and moral clarity. Chapter 5. Raskolnikov's journey towards redemption reaches its culmination as he grapples with the consequences of his actions and seeks reconciliation with his own conscience. His interactions with Sonia and the epiphanies he experiences underscore themes of moral regeneration and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. Throughout the novel, Dostoevsky masterfully explores themes of guilt, redemption, and the complexities of human nature through the lens of Raskolnikov's psychological and moral journey. Each part of Crime and Punishment offers a profound meditation on the nature of sin, suffering, and the possibility of spiritual renewal amidst the shadows of moral decay. The novel remains a timeless exploration of existential angst and moral redemption, inviting readers to confront profound questions about the human condition and the pursuit of moral integrity. Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky is a profound and introspective novel that delves into the complexities of human psychology and existential dilemmas. Let's go into more detail chapter by chapter. Part 1, Underground. The opening section of Notes from Underground introduces readers to the complex and introspective narrator, an unnamed former civil servant, who has retreated into a state of bitter isolation in St. Petersburg. Through a series of rambling and often contradictory monologues, the underground man reveals his profound disillusionment with society and his deep-seated resentment towards Enlightenment ideals and rationalist philosophies. Critique of rationalism. Dostoevsky uses the underground man's narrative voice to challenge prevailing Enlightenment notions of rationality and progress. The narrator rejects the idea that humans are purely rational beings guided by self-interest, instead emphasizing the irrational and often self-destructive aspects of human behavior. The underground man's cynical outlook serves as a critique of utilitarianism and positivism, highlighting the limitations of deterministic thinking in capturing the complexities of human experience. Existential despair and alienation. Central to Part 1 is the theme of existential despair, and profound alienation experienced by the narrator. The underground man's retreat from society reflects a broader sense of disconnection and disillusionment prevalent in 19th-century Russian literature. Through his introspective musings, Dostoevsky invites readers to confront the existential angst of individuals grappling with their own sense of insignificance and existential isolation, search for authenticity and individuality. The underground man's refusal to conform to societal norms reflects a desperate search for authenticity and autonomy. His introspective monologues reveal a profound desire to assert individuality and defy societal expectations, even at the cost of personal relationships. Dostoevsky highlights the existential imperative of embracing one's own contradictions and asserting personal agency in a world that often seeks to homogenize individual identities. Psychological complexity and inner conflict. Through the narrator's fragmented and contradictory thoughts, Dostoevsky delves into the profound psychological complexity of the underground man. His self-destructive tendencies and volatile emotions reveal a character torn between a longing for connection and a deep-seated distrust of human relationships. The underground man's internal conflict underscores the existential challenges of navigating personal identity in a society that values conformity over authenticity. Themes of spite and self-sabotage. One of the central motifs in Part 1 is the underground man's embrace of spite and self-sabotage as forms of defiant individualism. His deliberate acts of antagonism towards others reflect a desire to assert autonomy and resist societal expectations. Dostoevsky explores the existential consequences of spite and resentment, revealing how they become coping mechanisms for individuals grappling with feelings of powerlessness and insignificance. In summary, Part 1 of Notes from Underground serves as a profound exploration of existential themes, including alienation, authenticity, and the search for meaning in a world marked by disillusionment. The underground man's introspective musings challenge readers to confront uncomfortable truths about the complexities of human nature and the enduring struggle for individual autonomy in a society defined by conformity and rationalism. Dostoevsky's narrative style immerses readers in the psychological depths of the narrator's existential crisis, setting the stage for a profound philosophical journey into the depths of human consciousness. Part 2. Apropos of the wet snow. In this section of Notes from Underground, the narrator recounts a specific incident from his past, a dinner party with former schoolmates, that serves as a microcosm of his profound alienation and existential angst. Through a series of fragmented memories and introspective reflections, Dostoevsky delves into the narrator's complex relationship with social interaction and his deep-seated resentment towards societal norms. Social alienation and disillusionment. The underground man's behavior at the dinner party reflects his profound sense of alienation and disillusionment with social conventions. His deliberate attempts to offend and provoke his acquaintances highlight a fundamental tension between the desire for connection and the impulse towards self-sabotage. Dostoevsky exposes the existential consequences of social alienation, revealing how individuals grapple with their own sense of insignificance within the framework of communal interaction. Individual autonomy versus social conformity. Through the narrator's erratic behavior and defiant attitude, Dostoevsky explores the existential dilemma of asserting individual autonomy within a conformist society. The underground man's refusal to adhere to social etiquette underscores a desperate desire to transcend mediocrity and assert personal agency, even at the cost of personal relationships. This conflict between individuality and social conformity underscores broader themes of existential authenticity and the search for meaning in a world marked by societal pressures. Psychological complexity and self-destruction. Part 2 delves deeper into the narrator's psychological complexity, revealing a character torn between a longing for connection and a deep-seated distrust of human relationships. The underground man's self-destructive tendencies and volatile emotions reflect an internal conflict between the desire for authenticity and the fear of vulnerability. Dostoevsky explores the existential consequences of spite and resentment as coping mechanisms for individuals grappling with feelings of powerlessness and insignificance. Themes of free will and determinism. The narrator's deliberate acts of defiance at the dinner party challenge deterministic views of human behavior and highlight the theme of free will. Dostoevsky emphasizes the underground man's capacity for irrationality and spontaneity, underscoring the existential imperative of embracing uncertainty and individual autonomy. This exploration of free will versus determinism invites readers to confront uncomfortable truths about the complexities of human nature and the enduring struggle for personal agency in a world governed by societal expectations. In summary, Part 2 of Notes from Underground serves as a poignant exploration of existential themes, including social alienation, individual autonomy, and the conflict between authenticity and conformity. Dostoevsky's narrative style immerses readers in the psychological depths of the narrator's existential crisis, revealing the profound existential consequences of navigating personal identity within the constraints of societal norms. Through the underground man's introspective musings and self-destructive behavior, Dostoevsky invites readers to confront the complexities of human consciousness and the enduring quest for meaning in an indifferent universe. Part 3, The Crystal Palace. In the final section of Notes from Underground, the narrator presents a provocative philosophical diatribe known as the Crystal Palace, where he imagines a futuristic utopian society governed by rationalism and scientific determinism. This imagined world serves as a dystopian vision of human existence, devoid of spontaneity, individuality, and genuine human connection. Critique of utopianism and rationalism. Dostoevsky uses the concept of the Crystal Palace to critique Enlightenment ideals and utopian socialism. The narrator vehemently rejects the notion of a perfectly ordered society where human behavior is entirely predictable and governed by scientific laws. By portraying the Crystal Palace as a soulless and mechanistic environment, Dostoevsky warns against the dehumanizing effects of excessive rationalism and technological progress. Embrace of human irrationality and freedom. Through the underground man's critique of the Crystal Palace, Dostoevsky champions the importance of human irrationality and free will. The narrator argues passionately against deterministic views of human behavior, emphasizing the existential necessity of embracing uncertainty and individual autonomy. By defending human unpredictability, Dostoevsky invites readers to confront the limitations of rationalist ideologies and deterministic thinking. Symbolism of the Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace symbolizes a utopian vision of societal perfection, where human existence is reduced to a series of predictable calculations and scientific principles. This metaphorical construct reflects Dostoevsky's skepticism towards technological progress and his critique of the Enlightenment's emphasis on reason and progress. The Crystal Palace serves as a cautionary symbol of the dangers of reducing human experience to mechanistic control and the loss of authentic human connection. Existential imperative of embracing complexity. The underground man's impassioned defense of human unpredictability underscores a broader existential imperative of embracing complexity and uncertainty. Dostoevsky challenges readers to confront uncomfortable truths about the limitations of rationality and the enduring mysteries of human consciousness. By rejecting deterministic views of human behavior, the narrator invites us to acknowledge the profound existential freedom inherent in embracing life's inherent unpredictability. Reaffirmation of individual identity. Part 3 reaffirms the novel's overarching theme of individual autonomy and the existential quest for authenticity. The underground man's rejection of the Crystal Palace represents a defiant assertion of individual identity against societal homogenization. Dostoevsky underscores the importance of embracing one's own contradictions and asserting personal agency in a world that often seeks to impose conformity and uniformity. In summary, Part 3 of Notes from Underground serves as a powerful philosophical manifesto that challenges deterministic views of human behavior and celebrates the existential freedom of embracing uncertainty and individual autonomy. Dostoevsky's critique of utopianism and rationalism invites readers to confront existential questions about the nature of human existence and the enduring quest for meaning in a world marked by technological progress and societal conformity. Through the underground man's impassioned defense of human unpredictability, Dostoevsky offers a profound meditation on the complexities of human consciousness and the existential imperative of asserting individual identity in an indifferent universe. Overall themes and philosophical implications. Alienation and existential angst. Notes from Underground is a profound exploration of existential alienation and the profound sense of disillusionment experienced by the narrator. The underground man's retreat from society reflects a broader theme of alienation prevalent in 19th-century Russian literature. Through his introspective musings, Dostoevsky exposes the existential angst of individuals grappling with their own sense of insignificance and disconnection from the world around them. Human irrationality and free will. Central to the novel is the underground man's vehement rejection of determinism and rationalist views of human behavior. Dostoevsky challenges the notion that individuals always act in their own self-interest or according to predictable patterns. Instead, he emphasizes the inherent irrationality and complexity of human actions, underscoring the existential imperative of embracing uncertainty and individual autonomy. Critique of Enlightenment ideals. Dostoevsky uses the underground man as a mouthpiece to critique Enlightenment ideals such as progress, rationalism, and utopian socialism. The concept of the Crystal Palace symbolizes a dystopian future where human behavior is mechanistically governed by scientific laws, devoid of spontaneity and individuality. Through this critique, Dostoevsky warns against the dehumanizing effects of excessive rationalism and technological determinism. Search for authenticity and meaning. At its core, Notes from Underground is a poignant meditation on the search for authenticity and existential meaning in a world marked by alienation and absurdity. The underground man's erratic behavior and philosophical musings reveal a profound desire to assert individuality and defy societal norms, even at the cost of personal relationships. Dostoevsky invites readers to confront the existential challenges of modern life and grapple with questions of identity and purpose. Paradoxes of human nature. Through the narrator's introspective monologues and self-destructive behavior, Dostoevsky explores the inherent contradictions and paradoxes of human nature. The underground man's simultaneous desire for connection and disdain for society reflects a broader tension between individual autonomy and the longing for communal belonging. This exploration of paradoxical impulses underscores Dostoevsky's deep understanding of the complexities of the human psyche. Limits of rationality and knowledge. The novel challenges the limits of rationality and scientific knowledge, suggesting that human existence transcends calculable patterns and deterministic explanations. The underground man's embrace of human unpredictability serves as a rebuke against positivist assumptions about progress and the inevitability of scientific control. Dostoevsky advocates for the acceptance of ambiguity and mystery as essential aspects of human experience. Existential confrontation with modernity. Notes from Underground confronts readers with the existential dilemmas posed by modernity, including urbanization, industrialization, and the erosion of traditional values. The underground man's isolation and bitterness serve as a poignant critique of a society increasingly defined by rationalism and materialism. Dostoevsky's vision challenges readers to confront the existential implications of living in a rapidly changing world. In summary, Notes from Underground remains a timeless masterpiece that invites readers to confront profound existential questions about the nature of human existence. Dostoevsky's exploration of alienation, irrationality, and the search for authenticity continues to resonate with readers, offering a profound meditation on the complexities of individual identity and the enduring quest for meaning in an indifferent universe. Let's provide a detailed exploration of each chapter in The Brothers Karamazov, delving deeper into the themes, character developments, and narrative nuances within each book. Book I, Rebellion. Chapter 1. This chapter serves as the introduction to the Karamazov family and sets the stage for the novel's exploration of human nature and moral dilemmas. Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov, the negligent patriarch, is introduced along with his three sons, Dmitri, Ivan, and Alyosha. The family dynamics are established, portraying Fyodor as a morally bankrupt figure and hinting at the deep-seated tensions among the characters. Chapter 2 delves into Fyodor Pavlovich's character, revealing his history of debauchery and irresponsible behavior. The chapter sheds light on Fyodor's failed relationships with women and his indifference towards his children, highlighting the absence of paternal guidance in his sons' lives. Chapter 3 focuses on Dmitri's return to town and the conflicts that arise between him and his father. Dmitri's passionate nature and impulsive behavior are showcased, particularly in his romantic pursuit of Grushenka and his disputes with Fyodor over inheritance. The chapter foreshadows Dmitri's emotional journey and sets up the central conflict within the Karamazov family. Chapter 4 explores the relationships between the Karamazov brothers, Dmitri, Ivan, and Alyosha. Each brother is depicted with distinct personality traits and moral struggles, foreshadowing their individual character arcs throughout the narrative. Chapter 5 continues to unravel the tensions between Dmitri and Fyodor, highlighting Dmitri's reckless pursuit of passion and material desires. The chapter intensifies the familial conflicts and showcases the moral decay within the Karamazov household. Chapter 6 expands on Ivan's intellectual skepticism towards religious faith and moral absolutes. Ivan's philosophical debates with Alyosha reveal his existential crisis and foreshadow the profound moral and spiritual dilemmas he will face. Chapter 7 further develops the dysfunctional family dynamics, emphasizing the psychological impact of Fyodor's neglect on his son's emotional well-being. The chapter deepens the narrative's exploration of moral decay and existential unrest within the Karamazov family. Chapter 8 concludes the introductory section of the novel by setting the stage for the unfolding conflicts and moral dilemmas. The chapter highlights the characters' internal struggles and foreshadows the profound existential questions that will drive the narrative forward. Book 2, Rebellion. Chapter 1 intensifies the conflicts between Dmitri and Fyodor, with Dmitri's impulsive behavior exacerbating the familial tensions. The chapter explores Dmitri's obsession with Grushenka and his reckless pursuit of passion, setting the stage for escalating conflicts. Chapter 2 expands on Dmitri's emotional turmoil and conflicts with his father, highlighting the themes of desire, jealousy, and moral ambiguity. The chapter deepens Dmitri's character development and reveals the psychological complexities underlying his impulsive actions. Chapter 3 further unravels Ivan's intellectual rebellion and existential crisis, as he questions the validity of religious beliefs and moral principles. Ivan's philosophical debates with Alyosha underscore the novel's exploration of human consciousness and moral uncertainty. Chapter 4 continues to delve into the psychological depths of the Karamazov family, emphasizing the characters' inner conflicts and moral dilemmas. The chapter intensifies the narrative's exploration of existential angst and moral decay. Chapter 5 delves deeper into Dmitri's emotional struggles and conflicts over Grushenka, showcasing the destructive power of unchecked passions. The chapter heightens the familial tensions and sets the stage for dramatic confrontations within the Karamazov household. Chapter 6 explores Alyosha's spiritual journey and moral growth through his interactions with Father Zosima and other monks. The chapter emphasizes themes of Christian spirituality and ethical living, contrasting with the moral decay surrounding him. Chapter 7 continues to unravel the philosophical debates between Ivan and Alyosha, highlighting the clash between rational skepticism and spiritual faith. The chapter deepens Ivan's existential crisis and sets up his narrative arc. Chapter 8 concludes the second book by escalating the familial conflicts and moral dilemmas. The chapter foreshadows the narrative's trajectory towards profound existential questions and ethical reckonings. Book 3, The Sensualists. Chapter 1 explores Ivan's philosophical discussions with Alyosha, focusing on his skepticism towards religious faith and moral absolutes. Ivan's intellectual rebellion challenges conventional beliefs, setting the stage for his existential crisis. Chapter 2 continues Ivan's interrogation of morality and divine justice, revealing his deep-seated doubts and moral disillusionment. The chapter deepens the philosophical undertones of the novel and sets up Ivan's narrative arc. Chapter 3 delves into Ivan's confrontation with the problem of evil and human suffering, highlighting his struggle to reconcile human atrocities with a benevolent divine order. The chapter foreshadows Ivan's psychological unraveling and moral descent. Chapter 4 expands on Alyosha's moral education within the monastery, emphasizing themes of humility and compassion. The chapter showcases Alyosha's spiritual growth amidst the existential crises surrounding him. Chapter 5 further develops Ivan's existential crisis and moral disillusionment as he grapples with the implications of his philosophical skepticism. The chapter deepens Ivan's internal conflict and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Chapter 6 continues Alyosha's interactions with Father Zosima and fellow monks, highlighting the importance of spiritual guidance and ethical living. The chapter deepens Alyosha's character development and sets up his moral evolution. Chapter 7 explores Dmitri's trial as a pivotal moment in the narrative, exposing themes of justice, guilt, and redemption. The chapter intensifies the existential tensions within the Karamazov family and the broader community. Chapter 8 concludes the third book by reflecting on the consequences of human actions and the pursuit of moral renewal. The chapter sets the stage for the narrative's resolution and the character's spiritual transformations. Book 4, Lacerations. Chapter 1 culminates in Ivan's provocative Legend of the Grand Inquisitor parable, critiquing organized religion and human nature. Ivan's narrative challenges conventional notions of faith and morality, exposing the contradictions within religious institutions. Chapter 2 deepens Ivan's existential crisis and moral turmoil, revealing the profound psychological impact of his intellectual rebellion. The chapter showcases Ivan's internal conflicts and moral descent. Chapter 3 continues to unravel the consequences of Ivan's philosophical skepticism, highlighting themes of human freedom and responsibility. The chapter deepens Ivan's moral reckoning and sets up his narrative resolution. Chapter 4 expands on Alyosha's spiritual journey and moral growth, emphasizing the transformative power of faith and love. The chapter showcases Alyosha's moral resilience amidst the existential challenges he faces. Chapter 5 deepens the courtroom drama surrounding Dmitri's trial, revealing the moral complexities within the Karamazov family and society. The chapter explores themes of justice, guilt, and redemption. Chapter 6 explores Dmitri's inner turmoil and emotional struggles during the trial proceedings, showcasing the psychological depth of his character. The chapter intensifies the narrative's exploration of human passions and moral ambiguities. Chapter 7 concludes the trial narrative by reflecting on the consequences of human actions and the pursuit of spiritual renewal. The chapter sets the stage for the character's moral reckonings and spiritual transformations. Chapter 8 expands on the themes of forgiveness and redemption, emphasizing the transformative power of love and compassion. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Book V, Pro and Contra. Chapter 1 provides essential backstory on the Karamazov family's history and the events leading up to the present conflicts, deepening our understanding of the characters' motivations and psychological complexities. Chapter 2 explores Alyosha's encounters with diverse characters who challenge his faith and moral convictions, serving as moral lessons for his spiritual growth. The chapter showcases Alyosha's moral resilience amidst the existential challenges he faces. Chapter 3 continues to develop the themes of Christian spirituality and ethical living through Alyosha's interactions within the monastery. The chapter highlights the importance of humility and compassion in the pursuit of moral enlightenment. Chapter 4 expands on Dmitri's emotional struggles and conflicts, showcasing the consequences of his impulsive behavior and passionate desires. The chapter deepens Dmitri's character development and sets up his moral redemption. Chapter 5 delves into the psychological complexities of Dmitri's character and motivations, revealing the depth of his moral dilemmas and emotional conflicts. The chapter intensifies the narrative's exploration of human passions and moral ambiguities. Chapter 6 further explores the philosophical debates between Ivan and Alyosha, emphasizing the clash between rational skepticism and spiritual faith. The chapter deepens Ivan's existential crisis and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Chapter 7 continues to unravel the moral complexities within the Karamazov family, highlighting themes of guilt, forgiveness, and redemption. The chapter intensifies the existential tensions and sets up the narrative's resolution. Chapter 8 concludes the narrative arc by reflecting on spiritual renewal and the transformative power of faith and love. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Book 6, The Russian Monk. Chapter 1 immerse Alyosha in the monastery environment under Father Zosima's guidance, exploring themes of humility, compassion, and ethical living. The chapter sets the stage for Alyosha's spiritual education and moral transformation. Chapter 2 continues Alyosha's moral education within the monastery, showcasing his growth and maturation as a spiritually enlightened individual. The chapter deepens Alyosha's character development and sets up his narrative resolution. Chapter 3 expands on Ivan's philosophical crisis and moral disillusionment, deepening the novel's exploration of human nature and existential angst. The chapter intensifies Ivan's internal conflicts and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Chapter 4 confronts Dmitri's inner turmoil and existential struggles, culminating in his confrontation with his own moral shortcomings. The chapter deepens Dmitri's character development and sets up his moral redemption. Chapter 5 deepens Alyosha's spiritual journey and moral development, emphasizing themes of forgiveness and redemption. The chapter showcases Alyosha's moral resilience amidst the existential challenges he faces. Chapter 6 explores the resolution of Dmitri's trial and its impact on the Karamazov family, highlighting themes of justice and moral reckoning. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for spiritual renewal. Chapter 7 concludes the narrative with reflections on spiritual renewal and the search for meaning amidst life's challenges. The chapter emphasizes the transformative power of love and faith in overcoming moral dilemmas. Chapter 8 expands on Ivan's philosophical crisis and moral disillusionment, deepening the novel's exploration of human nature and existential angst. The chapter intensifies Ivan's internal conflicts and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Book 7, Alyosha. Chapter 1 follows Alyosha's return to the secular world, where he confronts new moral dilemmas and challenges to his faith. The chapter highlights Alyosha's moral resilience and spiritual growth amidst worldly temptations. Chapter 2 explores Alyosha's interactions with his family and the wider community, showcasing his compassionate nature and moral resilience. The chapter deepens Alyosha's character development and sets up his narrative resolution. Chapter 3 highlights Dmitri's trial as a pivotal moment in the narrative, exploring themes of justice, guilt, and redemption within the Karamazov family. The chapter intensifies the existential tensions and sets up the narrative's resolution. Chapter 4 continues to unravel the psychological complexities of the characters, emphasizing the moral consequences of their actions. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Chapter 5 explores Alyosha's spiritual growth and moral transformation, culminating in his pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. The chapter showcases Alyosha's moral resilience amidst the existential challenges he faces. Chapter 6 confronts Ivan's crisis of faith and moral disillusionment, deepening the novel's exploration of human nature and existential angst. The chapter intensifies Ivan's internal conflicts and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Chapter 7 expands on the themes of forgiveness and redemption, emphasizing the transformative power of love and compassion. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Chapter 8 concludes the narrative with reflections on spiritual renewal and the search for meaning amidst life's challenges. The chapter emphasizes the transformative power of love and faith in overcoming moral dilemmas. Book 8, Mitya. Chapter 1 intensifies Dmitri's inner turmoil and existential struggles, culminating in his confrontation with his own moral shortcomings. The chapter deepens Dmitri's character development and sets up his moral redemption. Chapter 2 explores the psychological complexities of Dmitri's character, revealing the depth of his moral dilemmas and emotional conflicts. The chapter showcases Dmitri's internal struggles and sets up his narrative resolution. Chapter 3 continues to unravel the consequences of Dmitri's impulsive behavior, emphasizing themes of guilt and redemption. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Chapter 4 delves into the moral complexities within the Karamazov family, highlighting the transformative power of love and forgiveness. The chapter intensifies the existential tensions and sets up the narrative's resolution. Chapter 5 explores the resolution of Dmitri's trial and its impact on the characters, showcasing themes of justice and moral reckoning. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for spiritual renewal. Chapter 6 confronts Ivan's crisis of faith and moral disillusionment, deepening the novel's exploration of human nature and existential angst. The chapter intensifies Ivan's internal conflicts and sets the stage for his transformative journey. Chapter 7 expands on Alyosha's spiritual journey and moral transformation, emphasizing themes of forgiveness and redemption. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Chapter 8 concludes the narrative with reflections on spiritual renewal and the search for meaning amidst life's challenges. The chapter emphasizes the transformative power of love and faith in overcoming moral dilemmas. Book 9, The Preliminary Investigation. Chapter 1 follows the aftermath of the trial and its reverberations through the characters and the town, highlighting themes of justice and moral accountability. The chapter deepens the novel's exploration of human nature and the quest for moral enlightenment. Chapter 2 explores Alyosha's continued spiritual growth and moral development, emphasizing the importance of forgiveness and compassion. The chapter showcases Alyosha's moral resilience amidst the existential challenges he faces. Chapter 3 concludes the narrative with reflections on spiritual renewal and the transformative power of love and faith in overcoming life's challenges. The chapter emphasizes the transformative journey of the characters and the enduring quest for moral enlightenment. This detailed analysis of each chapter in The Brothers Karamazov offers a comprehensive understanding of the novel's thematic richness, character complexities, and narrative depth. Dostoevsky's exploration of existential dilemmas, moral struggles, and spiritual redemption unfolds through the lives of the Karamazov family, inviting readers into a profound journey of introspection and philosophical inquiry. Each chapter contributes to the intricate tapestry of the narrative, weaving together themes of human nature, morality, and the eternal quest for meaning and redemption. The Idiot, by Fyodor Dostoevsky is a complex and multifaceted novel, exploring themes of innocence, spirituality, and societal corruption. Here's a breakdown of the book chapter by chapter. Part 1. Chapter 1. Prince Lev Nikolayevich Myshkin arrives in Russia after spending several years in a Swiss clinic for the treatment of epilepsy. His return symbolizes a reintroduction into Russian society and sets the stage for his interactions with the complex characters and societal dynamics that define the novel. On the train to St. Petersburg, Myshkin encounters Parfen Rogozhin, a wealthy and intense young man. Rogozhin's fascination with Myshkin's enigmatic presence foreshadows the themes of innocence versus corruption that will unfold throughout the narrative. Chapter 2. Myshkin is welcomed into the Apanchin household upon his arrival in St. Petersburg. Here, he meets General Apanchin, Lizaveta, and their daughters, Alexandra, Adelaida, and Aglaya. Myshkin's genuine and unassuming nature immediately contrasts with the jaded attitudes and social pretensions of the Apanchin family. Despite his lack of worldly experience, Myshkin's sincerity and innate goodness begin to draw the interest and curiosity of those around him, particularly Aglaya, whose spirited personality captures his attention. Chapter 3. Myshkin's interactions with the Apanchin family deepen as he navigates the complexities of Russian society. General Apanchin and his family members are intrigued by Myshkin's unconventional behavior and genuine demeanor. Myshkin's innocence and simplicity serve as a stark contrast to the cynical and superficial values prevalent in the aristocratic circles of St. Petersburg. Dostoevsky uses these early chapters to establish Myshkin as a moral compass within a morally ambiguous world, highlighting themes of authenticity and integrity in the face of societal corruption. Throughout Part 1, Dostoevsky lays the groundwork for the novel's exploration of human nature and morality. Myshkin's character embodies the archetype of the holy fool, or the idiot savant, possessing a childlike purity and sincerity that exposes the moral decay and hypocrisy of the society around him. The interactions between Myshkin and the Apanchin family foreshadow the intricate relationships and emotional conflicts that will unfold in subsequent parts of the novel. As readers accompany Myshkin on his journey through the labyrinth of Russian society, they are invited to reflect on fundamental questions of morality, authenticity, and the search for spiritual meaning in a world plagued by moral ambiguity and societal decay. Part 2. Chapter 1. Myshkin attends a social gathering at the Apanchin's residence, where he encounters various members of St. Petersburg's high society. Here, he meets Nastasia Filipovna, a captivating and enigmatic woman with a troubled past. Myshkin is immediately drawn to Nastasia's vulnerability and inner turmoil, setting the stage for a complex and emotionally charged relationship that will unfold throughout the novel. Dostoevsky introduces the theme of destructive passion and the struggle for redemption through Nastasia's character. Chapter 2. Myshkin learns about Nastasia's history with Totsky, a wealthy benefactor who seduced and then abandoned her. He also becomes aware of Nastasia's current entanglement with Ganya Ivolgin, the Apanchin's secretary. Myshkin's empathy for Nastasia deepens as he navigates the complexities of her situation, grappling with the moral implications of her past and present relationships. Dostoevsky explores themes of guilt, forgiveness, and the consequences of human folly through the lens of Nastasia's experiences. Chapter 3. Rogozhin's intense infatuation with Nastasia is revealed, adding a layer of tension and rivalry to the dynamic between the characters. Myshkin's role as a compassionate observer and mediator becomes increasingly challenging as he confronts the destructive nature of human desires and the complexities of romantic entanglements. Dostoevsky delves deeper into the themes of love and redemption, highlighting the contrast between Myshkin's idealistic beliefs and the harsh realities of passion and betrayal. Chapter 4. The emotional dynamics between Myshkin, Nastasia, Ganya, and Rogozhin become more intricate and fraught with tension. Myshkin's attempts to bring clarity and moral insight to their relationships expose the fragility of human emotions and the struggle for inner peace amidst external turmoil. Dostoevsky continues to probe the depths of his characters' psyches, revealing the profound moral dilemmas that define their interactions and decisions. Chapter 5. Myshkin's interactions with Nastasia and the other characters intensify as he becomes increasingly entangled in their personal dramas. His compassionate nature and unwavering sincerity challenge the superficial values and moral compromises of Russian society, highlighting the novel's overarching themes of innocence, corruption, and the quest for spiritual redemption. Chapter 6. The tension between Myshkin, Nastasia, and Rogozhin escalates towards a dramatic climax, foreshadowing the profound emotional and existential crises that will unfold in subsequent parts of the novel. Dostoevsky's exploration of human nature and moral complexity reaches new depths as the characters' fates become inexorably intertwined. In Part 2 of The Idiot, Dostoevsky deepens the narrative's psychological and philosophical dimensions, using the interactions between Myshkin, Nastasia, and other characters to explore themes of love, desire, guilt, and redemption. Through Myshkin's perspective, readers are invited to confront the moral ambiguities and existential challenges inherent in the human condition, ultimately raising profound questions about the nature of goodness and the possibility of spiritual transcendence amidst the complexities of worldly existence. Part 3. Chapter 1. Myshkin becomes increasingly entangled in the emotional conflicts and moral dilemmas surrounding Nastasia Filipovna, Ganya Ivolgin, and Parfyan Rogozhin. His compassionate nature compels him to intervene in their tumultuous relationships, offering insights and perspectives that challenge conventional societal norms. As Myshkin navigates the complexities of their intertwined lives, he grapples with the tension between idealism and the harsh realities of human desires. Chapter 2. Rogozhin's obsession with Nastasia intensifies, leading to jealousy and confrontation. Myshkin's role as a mediator and moral arbiter becomes increasingly challenging as he confronts the destructive power of unchecked passions and the complexities of romantic entanglements. Dostoevsky delves into the psychological depths of his characters, revealing their inner conflicts and moral contradictions. Chapter 3. Myshkin's relationships with Nastasia and Aglaya Panchin become more complex and emotionally charged. As he attempts to navigate the intricacies of love and desire, Myshkin's idealistic beliefs clash with the pragmatic considerations and moral compromises of those around him. Dostoevsky explores themes of authenticity, integrity, and the search for spiritual redemption amidst societal decay. Chapter 4. The tensions between Myshkin, Nastasia, and Rogozhin reach a critical juncture, highlighting the profound existential crises that define their lives. Myshkin's unwavering sincerity and moral clarity serve as a counterpoint to the moral ambiguities and moral compromises of the other characters. Dostoevsky masterfully exposes the complexities of human nature and the struggle for self-knowledge and inner peace. Chapter 5. Myshkin's interactions with Nastasia and Aglaya reveal the depths of his empathy and compassion. As he seeks to reconcile their conflicting desires and emotions, Myshkin grapples with the inherent contradictions and moral dilemmas of love and passion. Dostoevsky's exploration of the human psyche and the pursuit of moral integrity resonates deeply with readers, inviting contemplation of fundamental questions about the nature of goodness and the possibility of redemption. Chapter 6. The emotional intensity between Myshkin, Nastasia, and Rogozhin builds towards a climactic confrontation, underscoring the novel's exploration of guilt, forgiveness, and the search for spiritual salvation. Myshkin's journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment reaches a pivotal moment as he confronts the consequences of his actions and decisions. In Part 3 of The Idiot, Dostoevsky delves into the profound complexities of human relationships and the struggle for moral clarity amidst the turmoil of conflicting desires and passions. Through Myshkin's experiences and interactions, readers are invited to reflect on the enduring themes of innocence, corruption, and the elusive quest for spiritual transcendence in a world marked by moral ambiguity, and societal decay. Dostoevsky's nuanced exploration of morality and existential angst continues to resonate with readers, offering profound insights into the human condition and the eternal search for meaning and authenticity. Part 4. Chapter 1, Myshkin's interactions with Aglaya Panchin deepen, sparking jealousy and resentment among the other characters, particularly Ganya Ivolgin. Aglaya is simultaneously drawn to and repelled by Myshkin's innocence and sincerity, highlighting the novel's exploration of conflicting emotions and desires. Myshkin's idealistic views on love and morality collide with the cynical attitudes and pragmatic considerations of those around him, setting the stage for dramatic conflicts and personal revelations. Chapter 2, Myshkin's presence disrupts the superficial values and moral compromises of the Apanchin household, exposing the underlying tensions and emotional complexities of his relationships with Aglaya, Nastasia Filipovna, and other characters. Dostoevsky delves into the psychological depths of his protagonists, revealing their inner conflicts and moral contradictions as they grapple with the complexities of love and desire. Chapter 3, the tensions between Myshkin, Nastasia, and Rogozhin intensify, highlighting the destructive power of unchecked passions and the struggle for redemption amidst societal decay. Myshkin's unwavering sincerity and moral clarity serve as a contrast to the moral ambiguities and moral compromises of the other characters, underscoring the novel's exploration of authenticity, integrity, and the search for spiritual salvation. Chapter 4, Myshkin's attempts to reconcile his idealistic beliefs with the harsh realities of human nature lead to a series of misunderstandings and conflicts within the Apanchin household. As he navigates the intricacies of his relationships, Myshkin confronts the inherent contradictions and moral dilemmas of love and passion, ultimately grappling with the complexities of his own desires and motivations. Chapter 5, Myshkin's interactions with Aglaya and Nastasia reveal the depths of his empathy and compassion, as well as the challenges of maintaining his moral integrity amidst external pressures and personal conflicts. Dostoevsky's exploration of the human psyche and the pursuit of moral clarity resonates deeply with readers, inviting contemplation of fundamental questions about the nature of goodness and the possibility of redemption. Chapter 6, the emotional intensity between Myshkin, Aglaya, and Nastasia builds towards a climactic resolution as the characters confront their inner demons and grapple with the consequences of their actions and decisions. Myshkin's journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment reaches a pivotal moment, underscoring the novel's exploration of guilt, forgiveness, and the elusive quest for spiritual transcendence. In Part 4 of The Idiot, Dostoevsky continues to probe the profound complexities of human relationships and the struggle for moral clarity amidst the tumult of conflicting desires and passions. Through Myshkin's experiences and interactions, readers are invited to reflect on the enduring themes of innocence, corruption, and the elusive quest for spiritual meaning in a world marked by moral ambiguity and societal decay. Dostoevsky's nuanced exploration of morality and existential angst continues to resonate with readers, offering profound insights into the human condition and the eternal search for authenticity and redemption. Part 5. Chapter 1, Myshkin's mental and emotional stability begins to unravel under the weight of societal expectations and personal turmoil. He grapples with guilt, self-doubt, and existential angst as he confronts the consequences of his actions and the complexities of human relationships. Myshkin's idealism is tested as he navigates the moral ambiguities and emotional upheavals of the Apanchin household and the wider Russian society. Chapter 2, the narrative builds towards a climactic resolution as the characters' fates become increasingly intertwined. Dostoevsky delves deeper into themes of redemption, forgiveness, and the possibility of spiritual renewal amidst the chaos of human existence. Myshkin's journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment reaches a pivotal moment, as he grapples with the complexities of love, desire, and personal identity. Chapter 3, Myshkin's ultimate fate hangs in the balance as he faces the culmination of his choices and the moral dilemmas that have defined his journey. Dostoevsky's exploration of morality and the human condition reaches its zenith, inviting readers to contemplate fundamental questions about the nature of goodness and the possibility of spiritual transcendence in a world fraught with moral ambiguity. Chapter 4. The emotional intensity between Myshkin, Aglaya, Nastasia, and Rogozhin reaches a dramatic climax, underscoring the novel's exploration of guilt, forgiveness, and the search for authentic human connection. Myshkin's struggle to reconcile his ideals with the harsh realities of human nature serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities and contradictions inherent in the human condition. Chapter 5. Myshkin's interactions with the other characters reveal the profound moral dilemmas and existential crises that define their lives. Dostoevsky masterfully weaves together the threads of the narrative, inviting readers to reflect on the enduring themes of innocence, corruption, and the elusive quest for spiritual meaning amidst the turmoil of worldly existence. Chapter 6. The story reaches its poignant denouement, as the characters confront their inner demons and grapple with the consequences of their actions and decisions. Dostoevsky's profound meditation on the nature of goodness and the complexities of human relationships resonates deeply with readers, offering profound insights into the human condition and the eternal search for authenticity and redemption. In Part 5 of The Idiot, Dostoevsky invites readers to confront the complexities of morality and the human psyche, as the characters navigate the existential challenges of love, desire, and self-discovery. Through Myshkin's experiences and interactions, readers are invited to contemplate the profound questions raised by Dostoevsky's exploration of innocence, corruption, and the elusive quest for spiritual transcendence in a world marked by moral ambiguity and societal decay. Part 6. Chapter 1. The narrative threads converge as Dostoevsky draws towards a resolution, confronting the characters with the consequences of their decisions and desires. Myshkin's quest for spiritual enlightenment and authentic human connection reaches a poignant climax. As the novel approaches its conclusion, Myshkin's inner turmoil and existential struggles come to the forefront, reflecting the broader themes of morality, redemption, and the search for meaning amidst the complexities of human existence. Chapter 2. Dostoevsky offers a profound reflection on the enduring themes of idealism, disillusionment, and the eternal search for authenticity and connection in a flawed and fragmented world. Myshkin's journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment serves as a mirror to the existential dilemmas faced by the novel's other characters, highlighting the universal quest for moral integrity and spiritual redemption. Chapter 3. The story reaches its poignant denouement, inviting readers to contemplate the profound questions raised by Dostoevsky's exploration of innocence, corruption, and the complexities of human relationships. Myshkin's ultimate fate serves as a testament to the inherent contradictions and moral ambiguities of the human condition, leaving readers with lingering insights into the nature of goodness and the possibility of spiritual transcendence amidst the chaos and turmoil of worldly existence. Chapter 4. Dostoevsky's exploration of morality and existential angst resonates deeply with readers, offering profound insights into the human condition and the eternal search for authenticity and redemption. Myshkin's struggles and triumphs reflect the broader themes of idealism versus cynicism, innocence versus corruption, and the quest for meaning in a world marked by moral ambiguity and societal decay. Chapter 5. The emotional and psychological complexities of the characters reach a climactic resolution, underscoring Dostoevsky's profound meditation on the nature of goodness, guilt, and the elusive quest for spiritual renewal. Myshkin's journey serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked idealism and the complexities of human relationships, ultimately inviting readers to reflect on the enduring themes of morality and the search for authenticity amidst the trials and tribulations of life. Chapter 6. The conclusion of The Idiot leaves readers with a sense of contemplation and introspection as they grapple with the profound questions raised by Dostoevsky's exploration of innocence, corruption, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness within the human soul. Myshkin's ultimate fate serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of human nature and the perennial quest for moral integrity, and spiritual redemption, in a world fraught with moral ambiguity and existential uncertainty. In Part 6 of The Idiot, Dostoevsky's masterful storytelling and profound insights into the human condition culminate in a compelling narrative that invites readers to confront the fundamental questions of morality, authenticity, and the pursuit of spiritual transcendence amidst the complexities of worldly existence. Through Myshkin's journey and the experiences of the other characters, readers are offered a rich tapestry of themes and reflections that resonate deeply with the complexities of human nature and the enduring quest for meaning and redemption. Demons, by Fyodor Dostoevsky, is divided into 4 parts, each containing several chapters. Here's a brief overview of the chapters. Part 1. Chapter 1. The novel opens with Stepan Trofimovich Verkhovensky arriving in a provincial Russian town to stay with Varvara Petrovna Stavrogin, a wealthy and influential widow. Stepan is a former academic and liberal thinker, characterized by his charm and wit. His presence introduces an air of intellectualism to the town, setting the stage for the conflicts and ideas that will unfold. Chapter 2. Stepan's son, Pyotr Stepanovich, unexpectedly arrives in the town, surprising both his father and Varvara Petrovna. Pyotr is described as charismatic and manipulative, with radical ideas that challenge the status quo. His arrival disrupts the tranquility of the town and foreshadows significant changes to come. Chapter 3. Pyotr's presence creates intrigue among the characters, particularly Varvara Petrovna, who is both fascinated and wary of him. Stepan is delighted by his son's arrival, but remains somewhat oblivious to Pyotr's true intentions. This chapter deepens the mystery surrounding Pyotr and sets the tone for the unfolding drama. Chapter 4. Pyotr begins to gather a group of followers, including dissatisfied youth and intellectuals who are drawn to his radical ideas. The townspeople become divided as Pyotr's influence grows, challenging established norms and beliefs. Tensions rise as ideological debates emerge within the community. Chapter 5. The characters' motivations and conflicts come to the forefront as Pyotr's agenda becomes more apparent. Stepan grapples with his son's radicalism, while Varvara Petrovna navigates her own interests amidst the growing unrest. Pyotr's charisma and persuasive rhetoric start to sway the minds of those around him. Chapter 6. The town becomes a battleground of ideas and ambitions as Pyotr's followers become more fervent in their support. Personal relationships are strained, and alliances are formed and tested. Dostoevsky masterfully captures the psychological dynamics at play, revealing the complexities of human nature under the influence of ideological fervor. In Part 1, Dostoevsky establishes the primary characters and themes of Demons with intricate detail and nuance. The arrival of Pyotr Stepanovich sets off a chain reaction of events that will challenge societal norms and delve into the darkest corners of human motivation. Each chapter builds upon the last, building suspense and anticipation for the tumultuous developments to come in subsequent parts of the novel. Part 2. Chapter 1. The tensions escalate as Pyotr Stepanovich's influence over the townspeople continues to grow. His radical ideas gain traction among disaffected youth and intellectuals, who are drawn to his charismatic leadership. Stepan Trofimovich grapples with his son's influence while Varvara Petrovna observes the unfolding drama with a mix of fascination and concern. Chapter 2. Pyotr's followers become more organized and vocal, advocating for radical change and challenging the established social order. The town becomes a hotbed of ideological debates and political intrigue, with Pyotr orchestrating behind the scenes to further his agenda. Chapter 3. Varvara Petrovna hosts a party where Pyotr's intentions become clearer. The gathering becomes a battleground of ideologies, exposing the fault lines within the community. Personal relationships are strained as loyalties are tested and alliances shift. Chapter 4. The characters' beliefs and motivations are explored in depth as the ideological divide deepens. Pyotr's charisma and manipulation tactics come to the forefront, causing rifts among friends and families. Stepan and Varvara Petrovna navigate their own roles in the escalating conflict. Chapter 5. Pyotr's radicalism leads to increasingly dramatic actions and consequences. The town is on edge as the consequences of Pyotr's influence become more apparent. Dostoevsky delves into the psychological turmoil experienced by the characters caught up in the whirlwind of change. Chapter 6. The personal and political stakes intensify as Pyotr's followers become more emboldened. Dostoevsky masterfully portrays the moral dilemmas faced by individuals grappling with their beliefs and loyalties. The characters' vulnerabilities and desires are laid bare as the narrative hurtles towards a climactic confrontation. In Part 2, Dostoevsky deepens the exploration of ideological conflict and moral ambiguity. The characters' relationships are tested under the weight of Pyotr Stepanovich's radicalism, revealing the complexities of human nature in the face of revolutionary fervor. Each chapter builds upon the narrative tension, drawing readers deeper into the psychological and existential themes of demons. Part 3. Chapter 1. Varvara Petrovna's party becomes a pivotal event where tensions come to a head. The characters' hidden agendas and personal conflicts surface, leading to intense confrontations and revelations. Pyotr Stepanovich's manipulations reach a critical point as alliances are tested and shattered. Chapter 2. The aftermath of the party reverberates throughout the town, deepening divisions among the characters. Dostoevsky explores themes of betrayal, disillusionment, and moral decay as the consequences of Pyotr's radicalism become undeniable. Stepan Trofimovich and Varvara Petrovna grapple with their own roles in the escalating chaos. Chapter 3. Pyotr's influence over his followers intensifies as the town descends further into turmoil. The characters' inner conflicts and external actions reflect the moral and existential dilemmas inherent in revolutionary ideals. Dostoevsky's psychological insights deepen as the characters' vulnerabilities are laid bare. Chapter 4. The characters face personal and societal consequences as Pyotr's radical agenda reaches its peak. Dostoevsky intricately portrays the breakdown of social norms and the erosion of moral integrity amidst ideological fervor. The narrative builds towards a climactic resolution, with each character grappling with their own moral reckoning. Chapter 5. The tension mounts as the characters confront the fallout of their choices and allegiances. Dostoevsky's exploration of guilt, redemption, and existential despair reaches a crescendo as the characters navigate the chaos unleashed by Pyotr's machinations. The town becomes a microcosm of societal decay and psychological turmoil. Chapter 6. The climax of Part 3 reveals the full extent of Pyotr's manipulation and its devastating impact on the characters' lives. Dostoevsky delves into the depths of human nature, exposing the vulnerability and resilience of the human spirit in the face of ideological fanaticism. In Part 3, Dostoevsky deepens the exploration of existential themes and psychological complexities. The characters' struggles against their own moral failings mirror the societal upheaval wrought by revolutionary ideology. Each chapter builds towards a powerful reckoning, illuminating the profound consequences of ideological extremism in demons. Part 4. Chapter 1. The aftermath of the climactic events unfolds as the surviving characters grapple with the consequences of their actions. Dostoevsky explores themes of guilt, redemption, and moral reflection as the town tries to make sense of the chaos unleashed by Pyotr Stepanovich's radicalism. Chapter 2. The characters engage in introspection and self-examination, reflecting on their roles in the societal breakdown. Dostoevsky delves into the psychological aftermath of ideological fanaticism, depicting the characters' inner turmoil and existential crises. Chapter 3. Loose ends are tied up as the narrative approaches its resolution. Dostoevsky weaves together the character arcs, revealing the interconnectedness of their fates and choices. The themes of personal responsibility and moral agency come to the forefront. Chapter 4. The philosophical reflections deepen as Dostoevsky offers profound insights into the nature of humanity and the consequences of radical beliefs. The characters' journeys towards self-awareness and acceptance of their flaws contribute to the novel's overarching themes. Chapter 5. The narrative builds towards a sense of closure, though not necessarily a tidy resolution. Dostoevsky's exploration of human nature reaches its zenith, leaving readers with lingering questions about the complexities of morality and existential meaning. Chapter 6. The final chapter offers a poignant conclusion, leaving room for interpretation and reflection. Dostoevsky's narrative craftsmanship shines as he concludes the story with depth and resonance, inviting readers to ponder the profound themes explored throughout Demons. In Part 4, Dostoevsky masterfully concludes Demons by exploring the aftermath of ideological turmoil and the enduring impact on the characters' lives. The novel's exploration of human frailty and resilience resonates with timeless relevance, offering profound insights into the complexities of the human condition. Each chapter contributes to a rich tapestry of themes and ideas, solidifying Demons as a classic work of literature that continues to captivate and provoke thought. Throughout Demons, Dostoevsky delves deep into the human psyche, exploring the destructive potential of radical ideas and the complexities of morality and identity. Each chapter contributes to a larger exploration of societal decay and the darkness that lurks within individuals. The novel remains a powerful critique of ideological extremism and a profound examination of the human condition.